So in this short video, we will discuss heat transfer through extended surfaces. These are also known as fins. So let me draw a diagram over here. So this diagram shows the example of an extended surfaces. This surface which is projecting out of this wall, this is my wall, this is my wall, and this is the fin, this is the fin. These fins are used, these fins are attached to these walls in order to increase the rate of heat transfer through this wall. Consider that this wall is a wall or the surface of a furnace. So it is obvious that this wall will be at a higher temperature. So in order to release the heat, in order to increase the heat transfer from this wall to the ambient air, we attach fins like this. So now we will study in details how attaching this fin increases the rate of heat transfer. So first, we will make certain assumptions. Let's assume that this wall is at a temperature of TB. The temperature of this wall is TB, that is base temperature. Now the ambient air is at a temperature of T infinity. These are my assumptions. So now one thing you can imagine, that if no fin was present, then this entire wall, this surface and this surface would be at a temperature TB. Now without the fin, what I can write is the rate of heat transfer from this wall to the ambient can be written as Q equals to H, which is the heat transfer coefficient, times the area times TB minus T infinity. This is if there would be no fin. Now this H is the heat transfer coefficient, it is constant. So if I want to increase the heat transfer rate, the only control I have is to increase the area, increase the surface area. So that is the reason why we are using fins. This fin gives extended surfaces which allows more heat transfer rate. Attaching this fin will give higher heat transfer area, hence the heat transfer rate will also increase. So this is the mechanism by which fins work. Now what we will do is we will try to derive an equation which will show how this fin extends or increases the heat transfer rate. So I have cleared up the diagram a little bit because now we are going to do an energy balance. So I will draw this portion from the side. I will draw this portion over here. So I have drawn this portion below. This is the portion which represents this side. So I have drawn it from the side. Now I will take a small element within this block. Now first let's see what are the heat transfer rates. So first, due to this temperature TB, there will be conduction of heat from this base of the wall towards the fin. So this I will draw over here. This is let's name this as Qx. Let's name this as Qx. So what is Qx? Qx is the heat transfer rate from the base of this wall towards the fin due to conduction. So I hope it is clear now. This is the element on which we are doing the energy balance. Now heat which will be out from this can be written as Qx plus del x. Qx plus del x. So this is the heat rate which is moving out of this element. Now as this is exposed to an ambient at a temperature T infinity, so there will be convection. So I will represent this heat rate due to convection as Q convection. So these are what we need to balance now. So if I do an energy balance, so I will write over here energy balance on ABCD. Let's name this ABCD. This is A, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. So for better understanding, I will name it over here too. This is the region that I am taking. This is the region that I am taking. I am naming this as this small elemental portion from this block. I am taking this and I am taking the heat balance over here. This cross section from this side is A, B, C and D. So I hope it is clear. It is a little bit messy over here, but I think the point is clear. So this is the energy balance. So energy balance, if I take, it will be, so what is the heat which is entering? It is Qx. So Qx must be equal to the heat which is leaving. So Q convection plus Qx plus del x. This is the equation that I have. So now what I will do is I can expand this Qx plus del x term by using the Taylor series expansion. I will write this as Qx plus delta x equals to Qx plus ddx of Q of x times del x. This is what I can write, and I neglect the higher order term. Neglect higher order term. Higher order terms. So if I do this, what I end up getting is qx equals to q convection plus q. So if I replace this term, it will be qx plus ddx of qx times del x. So this is the expression that I get. Now qx can be cancelled from both the sides. So what this becomes is simply q convection plus ddx of qx del x equals to 0. This is my expression. Now we will try to find something for q convection. We know q convection can be simply written as the heat transfer coefficient, which is h, times area times the temperature difference. Here the temperature of this fin, we will take this as, let's clear this diagram a little bit. So in this diagram we can see that the temperature of this base, that is this wall has a temperature Tb, but this fin, let us assume that this fin has a temperature of T. Let us assume that this fin has a temperature T. So now what I can write over here is the q convection is equals to h times area times T minus T infinity. So now what about this area? Well, this area, if you see over here, it is the surface area of the fin, but in this case we are taking the balance over an elemental region. So if I take this elemental length, suppose this is the elemental length, this is to be del x, the thickness is del x, so it will be somewhat like this. Let me try to draw it. If this is the strip that I am taking, so I am doing the balance on this strip. Only this portion I am taking the energy balance, only this portion. So I hope you can understand this. This portion is what I am using to do the energy balance. So this length is del x, the length of the portion is del x, so I need to calculate the area. So I will simply multiply with the perimeter of this base region from which this extended surface is extending. So this perimeter, let's assume that the perimeter, let's name this as LM, this corner M, this corner LMN, and this is P. So if I take this perimeter of LMNP as P is the perimeter, then what is the area? What is the area of this shaded black region? What will it be? It will be simply P times del x. This will be the area. It is the area of this, it is the surface area of this elemental region which I have taken, that is this region. It is 3-dimensional, so if you find it hard to visualize, just imagine it a little bit. I will draw with a different color to show it again. The area which I am talking about is this area, this top portion, this portion, and the bottom portion as well. The portions, the area which are exposed to this ambient air, that is what I am talking about. So this perimeter is what? Perimeter is this one, this LMNP. This is the perimeter. So if I know this perimeter and if I multiply with del x, then I can easily find the surface area which is covering this portion. So I hope it is clear now. So now I will replace the area portion with P del x, that is over here. I will replace this with P del x. So my expression becomes q convection equals to h times P del x times T minus T infinity. So this I have. So I know the expression for q convection. Now what about qx? Qx is simple. I have said before that it is the heat rate due to the conduction from the base of this wall, which is at Tb, to the fin. So qx is due to conduction. So whenever we have conduction, what do we use? We use the Fourier's law. So qx equals to minus k times area times dt dx. This is the expression. So now be careful while writing this area. This area is not to be confused with this area. Both of this area, this one and this one, these are different. This area is the surface area of the fin. That is the region, that is the elemental region which I am making the balance of. but this area A which I am writing due to conduction is the area of this region. It is firmly this area, that is LMNP. So it is a rectangle over here in this case, so we can easily find the area. So I will keep it as A itself. I will not expand it. So if I put both of these equations in this main equation, then what will I get? This will become HP delta x t minus t infinity plus what do I have here? ddx of q of x. So it is a minus sign, so it will become negative eventually. So this will be minus of k will come outside, a will come outside. You can see over here ddx of q of x. So all of this comes outside. We will have d square t dx square. This is what we will get, times del x equals to 0. So you can clearly see that this del x can be cancelled. So what we have, HP times t minus t infinity minus ka d square t dx square equal to 0. So now I will assume m is equals to root of HP by Ka. This is what I will assume. So I will assume this. You will see later that it will make the solutions of the equation easy. That is why I am assuming this. So now what I have, I arrange this a little bit more. So what I get is d square t dx square, and if I take this Ka in the bottom, it becomes minus HP by Ka times t minus t infinity. This equal to 0. This is what I have. So what I can write over here, d square t dx square minus m square times t minus t infinity equals 0. This is the expression that I have. So I can do one more thing. I will assume t minus t infinity as theta. I will write this at the top. T minus t infinity equals to theta. So notice one thing, this t changes with x, so theta will also change with x. So what becomes, if I differentiate both sides, what this will become is dt dx is nothing but equal to d theta dx. So I will replace this in the equation that we have derived. So what will this become? d square theta dx square minus m square theta equal to 0. So this is the differential equation that we wanted to derive. Now we will find solutions to this. So this is the equation that we had derived, d square theta dx square minus m square theta equal to 0. This is the equation. So from this equation you can see that there is no particular integral, only complementary function will exist. So let's assume theta equals to e power gx. I am assuming this. So if I take the second order derivative of this, what I will get? G square e power gx minus m square e power gx equal to 0. So what I get is g square minus m square. So g square minus m square equal to 0 because e power gx cannot be 0, so this will be 0. So from here what we get is g equals to either plus m or minus m. So for this type of solutions, the expression will be theta equals to c1 e power mx plus c2 e power minus mx. So this is the solution that we get. So now what we will do is we will try to impose various boundary conditions and try to find c1 and c2. One basic boundary condition is, so you can see that at x equal to 0 the temperature is Tb. That is, if I take this direction as x, so at x equals to 0, that is the base of the fin is at a temperature Tb. So this will be a basic boundary condition. So let me write it down. At x equals to 0, theta equals to theta b. So if I replace it in this equation, what do I get? Theta b equals to c1. So e power 0 will be nothing but 1 plus again e to the power 0 will be nothing but 1. So c2. So this is the first equation that I get, theta b equals to c1 plus c2. So I need one more equation to solve it. So first what I will assume is the fin is of infinite length. So this is my first assumption. So if the fin is of infinite length, then what do we have? X tends to infinity. So now try to visualize this. This base is at a temperature Tb. Now if the fin is of infinite length, that is, this is of infinite length. So if it is of infinite length, then we know that the ambient is at temperature T infinity. So the base is at a temperature Tb. Now the fin extends to infinity. So what can you conclude from this? That all the heat that is been conducted, all the heat which is conducted by this base to the fin is getting convected away to the ambient, because the fin is of infinite length. So what this means is that the tip of the fin, this is infinity, so I am drawing it from here. The tip of the fin will be at a temperature T infinity at x tends to infinity. So this is the boundary condition for fin of infinite length. So at x tends to infinity, T will become T infinity. That is, the fin tip will have the same temperature as that of the ambient. Because the length is infinite, hence the heat which is conducted from the base to the fin is getting convected away. All of the heat is getting convected away, and hence that is the reason why the fin is attaining the temperature T infinity. So what does this mean? Theta was equal to T minus T infinity. This was the definition of theta. So if T tends to infinity, this will be what? This will be 0. So theta will be 0 when x tends to infinity. So I have got my second boundary condition, that at x tends to infinity, theta equals to 0. This is my next boundary condition. I will put it in this equation, that is theta equals to c1 e power mx plus c2 e power minus mx. So let me write the equation. Theta equals to c1 e power mx plus c2 e power minus mx. So if theta equals to 0, this side 0, and x tends to infinity, so this will be, if x tends to infinity, this term will be 0. So 0. So this must be some finite term. This cannot be infinity. If you put x equals to infinity, this should be infinity. But as this side is 0, that means c1 is 0. c1 is 0, and that is why c1 is making this expression 0, because e power mx is not 0. So what I conclude is c1 is 0. So what my expression becomes? Theta equals to c2 e power minus mx. Also what I know is theta b is c1 plus c2. So theta b equals to c1 plus c2. But c1 is 0. So c2 is nothing but theta b. So what I can write is theta equals to theta b e power minus mx. This is what I have. So I have got the temperature profile. Theta by theta b equals to e power minus mx. So this is the most important result. Theta by theta b equals to e power mx. So I have obtained the temperature profile for a fin of infinite length. So I can draw the profile now. So if I draw the temperature profile, it will look somewhat like this. The base of the fin will be at a temperature Tb. The base will be at a temperature Tb. Now there will be exponential decay. Of the temperature. So this is how the temperature will be looking like. So this will decay towards the temperature T infinity, because at x tends to infinity we have T tends to T infinity. So it means theta tends to theta infinity. So this was the boundary condition. So x tends to infinity, it will reach towards T infinity. So this will be T infinity. It will reach towards T infinity as x tends to infinity. That is, the length of the fin tends to infinity. So this is what we have derived up till now. We have derived the temperature profile, and theta by theta b equals to e power minus mx. This is for fin of infinite length. So one more thing which is left here is the heat transfer rate Q at x equal to 0. That is, what is the heat rate which is getting conducted from this base to the fin. That is, at x equal to 0 we have to find Q. So we will do it using this equation, that is the temperature distribution. So we can do it easily. We know Q due to conduction is equal to minus K times the area times dt dx. So dt dx will also be at x equal to 0. So A is the area and dt dx we have to find from here. So from this we can write t minus t infinity divided by tb minus t infinity equals e power minus mx. So from here we will calculate dt dx. So if I differentiate this, it becomes dt dx equals to, I take this term on the right hand side, so tb minus t infinity times, so if I differentiate e power minus mx, what will I get? Minus m times e power minus mx. This is what I have. So what I can write is, if I put x equal to 0 now, if I put x equal to 0, then this term eliminates, this will become 1. So this is nothing but minus m times this is theta b. So minus m theta b. So over here I can write this minus ka times minus m theta b. So this is equal to ka m theta b. So now I hope you remember what this m was. This m was assumed to be root of hp by ka. hp by ka. So if I replace it, it becomes ka times m. So m is hp by ka times theta b. So this is what I have. So what is this q? Q at x equal to 0 is nothing but equal to root over hp ka times theta b. So this is the final equation of, this is the final result for q, that is the heat transfer rate due to conduction from the base of the fin. So this is what I get. So the three important results for fin of infinite length is this temperature distribution, this curve, and also q at x equal to 0. Q at x equals to 0 equals to root over hp ka times theta b. So these are the important results. This temperature distribution equation, this expression for heat rate due to conduction, and this temperature distribution curve. So this is all for this video. In this video I have solved only for fin of infinite length. In the next video we will solve for fin of insulated tip. Thank you.